Hi, I'm Raleigh Brown. Over the years, people have asked a lot of times about how to extend the chord sequences I gave in my original videos, 240 chords in 6 minutes and the 1200 chords one. And by extensions, they meant 9ths, 11ths, and 13th chords. So the easy answer to that is this. If you raise the 1 by a whole step, you get the 2, which is also the 9th. So that means a C7 chord that looks like this, you could raise this note up 2 frets, the C to a D in this case, and you get a C ninth. And you can do that on each inversion. Here's another C7, and then here's the C and goes up to D. That's a 9. Here's a C7. The root is in the bass, and then we could move that up to there. It's a little weird inversion, but you could still use it. And then up here you have a C7, and the root is right here, the C note, and you could move that up to become the 9th. Okay? Then if you want to get an 11th, that's actually the third raised to the 4th, which is just a half step. In these C chords, it's an E that goes up to an F. So on the guitar, we have to leave notes out a lot of times. An 11th truly should also have a third in it. So it should be 1, 3, 5. If you did the whole thing, it'd be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. But on a guitar, a lot of times you'll just have to leave notes out because you only have 6 strings and your fingers only reach so far. So in this case, you would really play what is essentially a suspended 4th. And that means you would take your C chord, like this C7th, and raise this E up to an F, and you get this. If you had the C7 here, your E note is right here, so you do this. If you were up here, your E note is on the G string, and you would do this. You could actually do it like this if you wanted to chunk that chord and get those thuds in there. And then up here, this one would be a hard one to get, and there are ones that are just hard to do. You'd be raising your third on the low E string up to the 4th, so that you'd have something like that. One of the deals with this is some of them are hard to do, as you'll see in this next one, where we get a 13th by raising the 5th to the 6th. So here's the 5th in my bass here. To get that, I'd have to reach up here, and I don't think I can do that. My hands aren't that big. So you have to fudge those ones. In this case, you could use the open A string, because that's the A is the note you're going for, changing your G into an A. Okay. Once you get up here, it's a little easier. You have the 5th here, which is your G, and you can put the A here. Okay, and up here you have the 5th, and that means you can get your E here. Your E goes to your which note is that again? Your A. I mean, your G goes to your A. And then up here you have the 7th, and your 5th is here. You're probably not going to do that one. Okay? You look for another way to get around it. But you'll find ones that come out and seem to work really well. So that means that here's, just as an example, here's a C7, here's a C9, here's a C7, here's a C11, here's a C7, here's a C13, here's a C7, and then you could actually play a regular C chord, and in that way you can work all the way up the notes of the scale. In this case, the Mixolydian mode, the C7 scale. So you're going here. Then you can start to do chord melody based on that kind of stuff. Okay, so the 1st becomes the 2nd, and that makes it a 9th chord. The 3rd becomes the 4th, and that makes an 11th chord. The 5th becomes the 6th, and that makes it a 13th chord. Some are uglier sounding than others, but they're all 13th chords. And that's it. Okay, thanks for listening. There'll be more later.